EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And they'll send Pickens in motion right here. Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Now Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep, Ray McLeod. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Cousins now. And pass complete to Moore. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Throwing, Cousins. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. On the counter, this is Robinson. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Again, it's Harris on second down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Back to Robinson now on first down. Tackled that time by Joey Porter Jr.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Ball at the 40 here for second and 5. Now Cousins. Short throw caught by Pitts. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Off the play fake, Cousins. He'll fire deep, looking for more. And that's going to be incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now a second and 10. Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Throw left side. There's London.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off.
Well, now how about this return?
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Steelers ready for their next possession.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They go play action now. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
3rd and 19.
Now Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Set to punt. Here's Cameron Johnston. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. To start it out. Robinson. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Here's Cousins.
Got this complete to the tight end, Pitts. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
On play action, Cousins.
He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
To throw, Cousins.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Cousins again.
Over the middle, caught by London.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Well, that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Cousins. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons.
Rondale Moore.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons are able to add on to that lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Here's Wilson.
Completes this one to Pickens. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 5.
A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Harris running straight ahead.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field and is popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
3rd down, here's Patterson.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So out come the Falcons now.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Cousins to throw it. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Cousins.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Now Cousins. Sets up the screen to Robinson. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
They'll throw again. Cousins.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing. Cousins.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo.
They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
Aku just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down. Now Wilson. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, when you got a guy who's a dual threat out of the backfield, go ahead and use it. And that's exactly what they've done on back-to-back plays here. Picked up big chunks of yardage, once in the air and once on the ground.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Second and 7.
Wilson.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
From the gun on third down, Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Now a give, running left is Harris. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on third down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
That is caught. Touchdown.
Michael Pruitt from 8 yards out.
And the Steelers have cut it back within a score.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Falcons offense set to go.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's going to look deep for more. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Cousins.
Here's a screen for Robinson.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Now Cousins.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
They had points on their first 2 possessions, a touchdown and a field goal, but this time, defense stands strong.
Would you say that things maybe are trending now in the right direction for them?
Better than drives 1 and 2.
There's no doubt about it. Now maybe they can exhale a little bit, gather themselves, and really get back into this game.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Throwing is Wilson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Now a 3rd and 6.
Now it's Wilson. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Cousins. And a dump off here to Robinson. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
$13 yards remaining on second down.
Cousins now. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Falcons.
Rondale Moore.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Here's Wilson.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Final play of the half, it's Wilson. He'll let it fly for Austin. That's caught inside the 20. And marked him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, quick throw there is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
They'll try the right side with Harris.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
They hand this off to Harris. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
Completes Austin here over the middle.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh 1st.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down and 3.
A give to Harris. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
For the guys on defense, this has been a physically taxing drive, but it's also hurt them mentally because they just gave up another 1st down, and now they're confronted with how do we stop these guys and get off the field.
They'll run again with Harris. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
So following the hold, They're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Patterson on the draw play. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. His throw incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
And that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get him back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
To throw is Cousins.
Got a man, it's London.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
In motion, the tight end.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And London motioning left. On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Robinson with another carry.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Over the middle, that's caught by McLeod. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Cousins.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Back to the ground with Robinson.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now 2nd and 9.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
And they'll accept that penalty.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Robinson up the middle.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons.
From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
From the 41, here's second down and 7. They'll give it to Patterson.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 36. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Wilson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
To throw is Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Wilson.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Here's Wilson to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This one from 48 yards away. Boswell's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
Cousins to throw it. And this this one is incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
75 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Fighting through it. He's got space.
Najee Harris.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Following the interception, Cousins.
Into the hands of London.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
That's brought in downfield by London.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Robinson, he'll try the left side.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Throwing, Cousins.
Over the middle, caught by London.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. So a decent gain there, but not their fourth consecutive first down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They'd gotten into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Now Cousins. Oh, no, he lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
A tougher task for them now. That turnover on their last possession led to the field goal, meaning that they have to now try to erase a 2-score deficit here in the fourth.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
That's the corner. A.J. Terrell getting up and stopping him for a loss.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Wilson. Forced out to his left.
And that flag accepted.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Harris will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up. But I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Movement there on the offensive line. A little quick and a 5-yard penalty.
James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. They go play action now. Wilson.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
It feels like the fade takes forever to develop, like that ball is just hanging in the air.
And the reason why is that the receiver is trying his best to work the defender inside and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football. And that's exactly what happened there.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And here now come the Falcons.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Here's Cousins.
And caught by London.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10. Hand off now to Robinson.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
Cousins now.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Robinson diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Steelers 23.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Wilson.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Now 2nd and 4.
Here's Wilson. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the first. Now it's Wilson. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Here comes second down.
Here's Wilson.
He's got this to Pickens.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
A 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10.
Wilson to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another try from the 19. 2nd and 10.
Now Wilson.
Completes this one to Pickens. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Now 1st and goal.
Throwing now is Wilson. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
A 24-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. Oh, and I think they got it. Yes, the Steelers have it. So Russell Wilson in the offense. Down by 7. A little over 40 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. Now it's the Steelers' turn. Trailing by a touchdown. 35 seconds to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Boswell for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
So now after the clutch field goal, he's back out there to boot it away in what's now a tie ball game. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
So it's the Steelers who will have the first chance to go down and score here in overtime as we are back underway. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to them. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
81 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second down and 4.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, you know, that extra emphasis on it. Got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Now here's another carry for Harris.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Patterson, he'll try it up the middle.
4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They go play action with Wilson.
And that nearly picked off. Oh, that would have been a big INT here in overtime. Instead, they'll get another shot on 3rd down.
And here in overtime, that had the potential to be the definition of a game-changing interception. But he couldn't find a way to pull it in. And that's a disappointment there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
A 54-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And with it, they have taken the lead. That was a big risk here in overtime. You send him out to fire away from long distance, but he knocks it through to give him the lead.
Edgy, don't you think? Because if he misses there, ball goes to the spot of the kick, correct?
Yep.
And guess what? That only leaves about, 20 yards or so for them to go downfield and be positioned themselves. So you have confidence in him, and you have confidence in your defense, so go ahead and let him kick that one.
So only a field goal on that opening drive of overtime. Will that hold up? We'll find out as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
3 points here are a must. A touchdown would win it. Here's 2nd down.
What can Cousins do in the OT? And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's gone down.
Alex Highsmith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now inside the 25, Darnell Mooney, and he is in. They win it here in overtime. Well, things started off exciting. This one had a high-scoring first half, and nobody let their foot off the gas in the second half either, Charles. And, for them, a really nice victory in a high-scoring output.
You're right about that, because so many times we'll see teams come out slow and take a while to get going, and points become a little bit harder to score near the end of games, as we know, because everyone tightens down. But no such issues in this game. The scoring started right away and held up at a steady clip the remainder of the game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.
And with that, we say so long from Pittsburgh.